Hi, everybody. Coach David, that was awesome. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing? It's Friday, right? Yesterday was Thursday. Today's Friday. Today's Friday. How are we all doing? Let's all take a big collective breath and let it all out. One more time. And when you breathe it in, let's just go like super, think of one thing you're super grateful for. Ready, set, go. Breathe it in, and let it out. Honestly, I'm grateful that we can be here together because this connects us, okay? So I am waiting for Danusia Francis to get in the comments here so I can bring her on, and then I will introduce her. In the meantime, I gotta tell you guys, I don't like the term social distancing. And I think it should be called physical distancing because we're social right now. We're not distancing, okay? We need to stay connected. It's just physical distancing. So let's stay social, sending blessings to you. From New Zealand. Thank you. Esta Wayne, I didn't catch your name. Thank you so much from New Zealand. Love it. Danusia, there she is. There she is. There she is. 5, 4, 3. Danusia, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, don't cry.
All right, now turn the comments for a little bit so that we don't cover up Danusia's beautiful face. So that. Danusia, thank you so much for joining us. You are in London, right?
Yes, I am.
What time is it there?
It is 8:50 p.m.
8:50 p.m. So thank you so much for doing this.
No worries. Of course. Anything for you.
I appreciate it. So I have to share, everybody out there in Instagram land, when you meet people in life and they just feel like family, like there is this instant love and connection. That is exactly how I felt with, it's my volume. I think it's too loud. That is exactly how I felt when I met you, Danusia Francis, in the UK. I'd never been to London. And it just, like we were meant to be, family.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. And just like as the whole experience evolved, it just became even more natural, if anything.
Noosh, turn your volume down just a little bit, please.
How's that?
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm getting a text saying, ask Danusia to turn your volume down. Okay, so one thing that I hope that all of you out there in gymnastics land have watched her routines, not just her amazing beam dismount, but her flow routines, bar routine, just her excitement and love for gymnastics. We got the thumbs up. Your volume is good, so thank you.
Perfect.
But we're going to talk today about your beam dismount because developed that at UCLA and went through it. But one thing that I want all of the people that are watching to know, that Danusia Francis, like we had Hallie on Wednesday, okay?
Yeah.
You look like, well, you are a diva.
Me?
Quite often you act like a diva, but bold. Literally, Danusia has this massive heart. And one reason why I got teary-eyed when she came on the screen, is because Danusia, of everybody that was on our team, she would always be the first person that would be crying. And right?
Yes. Always. It was like the Make-A-Wish kids, those moments, just stuff like that, which was also so amazing being on a college team where you get to be a part of that as well. And it's just unforgettable as well, those times when you've got those kids coming in and you're helping to make one of their biggest dreams come true.
Do you do a lot of that stuff? Are you crying now?
No.
Do you do a lot of that now? How are you helping kids now? Because I see your Instagram. I just love what you post. It's so uplifting and positive.
Yeah, well, not so much with like Make-A-Wish, although I would love to do that. But I go into a lot of gym clubs now and do workshops, and I feel like I've had all these stages of my gymnastics career, and I have a lot of sort of like different knowledge than just if you've stayed in one lane in gymnastics. So I felt like it was my duty to pass that on to younger gymnasts, so obviously they can learn that stuff earlier, and hopefully it can help them with the rest of their careers while I'm coming to the end of mine.
That's so amazing. Okay, everybody at home, let's clap for Danusia. She has qualified for the 2020 Olympic Games. She's going to be for Jamaica. So you're from London, but you're for Jamaica. Tell us how that came about.
So I was born and raised in England, but I'm actually half Jamaican and half Polish. So my mum's full Polish and my dad's full Jamaican. So I was able to get my Jamaican citizenship through my dad's side of the family and compete for Jamaica. And obviously I could have competed for Poland as well, but I'm a massive Usain Bolt fan. I love sort of the charisma and the fun he brings to sport. And I like to think I bring a little ounce of his ways to gymnastics as well. So I felt like I fitted in well with the gymnastics side of it. And obviously seeing Tony compete for Jamaica, and I knew it was sort of just starting out, the sport there. So it was cool to be a part of that, and still is. And even just the time I've been competing since 2015, it's grown so much. Like they have a national centre now, and there's so many more kids involved. So to know that I was part of that journey and that starting the sport there is amazing.
So all of you that were joining us on Monday with Tony Ann Williams, this is the first one for Jamaica in 2016, and she and Danusia are teammates. So this is super cool. So some of you probably don't know this about Danusia. You know, when you see people like Danusia on Instagram and you think that their life is absolutely perfect, that is not true. Nobody's life is perfect. And Danusia, take us through a little bit about when you were young, because in order to train, you had to go live at a boarding school. And you had to move out of your house, away from home, away from your family that you're very, 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 very close with. So what was that like, and how did you manage that sadness and loneliness?
Yeah, so I started gym when I was 5, and I was just training at like a local gym, and I loved it. And my mum's a single parent of 4 kids, so she really helped, and she basically dedicated her life to it as well, because she just saw my passion for it and my talent. And then the gym that I was training at was getting demolished because it was on a university campus. They decided to change it into a car park. So obviously everyone, a car park.
A car park is a parking lot, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Parking lot. So obviously then I had to decide what I wanted to do. And I'd done a competition when I was 7 years old at Heathrow Gymnastics Club, and they'd sort of spotted me as a talent. And so Vince, who's my now my coach and has been since I was 9, approached my mum when I was 7 and offered me a scholarship because they had a relationship with a boarding school. But my mum was like, no way, like she's so young, and she wasn't really going to consider it until I was off to senior school, which is age like 12 in England. But then obviously the gym was getting demolished. So for the whole summer, my mum drove me back and forth to the National Training Centre. So that was like a 100-mile round trip. Obviously the other 3 kids at home, my grandparents helped her a lot, and obviously the gas money, I was going to say petrol, the gas money. And like it wasn't easy for her. And so then she sort of contacted Heathrow, and I did a trial there, and I absolutely loved it. And there was like no doubt in my mind that I was going to go to this boarding school. My mum's like, are you sure? You have to live away from home. Like, this is a big deal. You're 9 years old. And I'm like, yes, Mum, come on. Like rolling my eyes probably. And we drove up to the school, and it was literally like Hogwarts. And obviously being 9 years old, even now, I went to see it recently when Deanna came.
Wait. You said it was like Hogwarts?
Yeah, it's literally like a castle.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember driving up there, and it was just absolutely stunning, massive building with a lake, like a dragon boat on the lake. It's an unreal building. And being 9 years old, it was obviously a bit overwhelming, but I took it in my stride and I did my entrance exam to the school and started like the following week, had all my stuff, my suitcases packed. And to start with, it was all really exciting, and I loved the gymnastics side of it and the school side of it. But then my coaches, who I really liked, they went away on holiday, and then we had a different coach who came to coach us while they were away. And this was probably when I had the worst time of my first sort of transition year, and I was really homesick because I just didn't like this coach and we just didn't get on. And I missed my other coaches who were obviously sort of becoming second parents to me at that point. And I just was calling my mum every day crying, and she's like, "We can come home whenever you want." And when she would say that, I was like, "What are you on about? I'm not coming home." Like, so I was in this little thing where I was like following my dream, but obviously had all those normal experiences as a 9-year-old being that far away from home, and it's a massive change to your life.
Yeah. Did you I can honestly say this, that I don't ever remember you being a brat or disrespectful. Did you go through that? I think all children do, especially girls. Did you go through a phase like that?
I don't think I went through a phase. There's definitely like moments, like with that one coach who would sometimes come when Vince and Michelle, my coaches, were away on holiday. He kicked me out the gym once or twice because pardon?
How did you work through that? Because you obviously worked through it. So how did you do that?
I think as I got older, I respected his coaching ways as different. And then once I accepted them as different, I then accepted how to have a relationship with him. So instead of just sort of blocking him out and thinking he's different from what I like and what I know, you've got to realise that everyone's different and everyone's going to have their methods. And obviously knowing that my coaches trusted him, the older I got, that also helped me to instill some trust in him. So yeah, now I've seen him loads of times since I've been like older, and we get on really well, and I have a lot of respect for him. But obviously when you're younger, it's a different feeling.
Right. That's a great lesson, that everybody doesn't have to be your perfect ideal of a coach or a parent or a sibling. You can respect them for who they are and learn from them for that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to your beam dismount. So I'm sure you've all seen it 1,000 bazillion times. Danusia Francis does a side aerial sideways on the beam into a layout full, and you're doing a 1.5 or full still.
I've trained at 1.5, but because the mats are so short in FIG, right, I'm not going to compete it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you started training that in college. It was a very, very, very difficult skill. It was the most difficult dismount that any college gymnast has done on balance beam. And you, not to take you back to those times, but when you fell, when you missed a foot, it was not good. It was very So why did you keep wanting to do this? And how did you move yourself past the fear?
Yeah, well, originally it was just sort of like almost like a dare or like a joke from Randy. And I was up for the challenge. And then when I sort of mastered the skill, I was like, well, I think all of us were like a bit shocked. And then when it came to, I think it was Meet the Bruins, and then it was still in my routine. And I was like, okay, this is not a joke anymore. And I had to do it in front of a live audience. I remember standing there for like 20 seconds and just trusting my training and trying to keep my cues the same, even with that adrenaline rushing through my body. And I think that's the main thing. When you can do it in training, you can do it in competition. And then to learn something that's sort of not really been done before, you just got to build up gradually at your own pace. And for me, that was obviously, we did loads on the low beam where it's completely safe and you can't do the missing the foot and get hurt. But then when you do miss your foot, most of the time you can just take it back and build back your confidence. And it's not really about building the skill back physically, it's always the confidence, because gymnastics is just so much more mental than a lot of things in sports and in life.
Right. Okay, so I have always believed that gymnastic coaches, they're like, and one type of gymnastic coaches are the ones that only care about scores. And those are the ones that only care about, think about it. If you only care about your score, if I'm coaching you and I only care about your score, I only care about bragging rights. Being able to say, haha, I beat you. And I've always felt that was so silly. The of coaches and athletes are the ones that love the challenge at athletics.
Yeah.
So when you were doing that dismount, so when Danusia decided to do this dismount, the side aerial sideways on a beam into a full, she could also do her second beam routine. She could also do her dismount, which was a back handspring, layout step out into a back full. And Danusia chose to do the more challenging dismount. She didn't get any more points for it. She started way above a 10, so she didn't need it. But the thing that was so impressive to me as your coach was it was really, really hard and very scary. So Danusia would stand for quite a while in preparation for this dismount, and the judges had to deduct a 10th for a pause that is too long on beam. You guys are on beam. You know this. If you pause too long, you get deducted. Well, Danusia knew that automatically she was not going to be able to get a 10 because the judges had to take the deduction. And I fought so hard for you because I was like, give her the benefit of the doubt. It's the hardest dismount on beam anybody's doing in college. Give her the benefit of the doubt. They said, we can't. We have to take the deduction. So your junior year, you made beam finals. You chose to do it. They took the deduction, and you were not the national beam champion. But we knew that. And that was a choice you made. And then we go into your senior year, and we have the conversation, Danusia, you absolutely deserve to be the balance beam champion. If you do an easier dismount, you will probably end up being the balance beam champion. And what did you say to me?
Well, I'd rather stand out and make a stamp on the sport. And like people that don't even know the sport, they enjoy seeing stuff like that. Not to say that they've seen all of gymnastics before, but even a person that's never seen gymnastics before knows that that is something different, something special. So I'd rather be someone that's never seen gymnastics comes to a meet and they go away like, did you see that dismount? And they might not even remember who's come first, second, third. And yeah, so I'd just rather be that person. In the sense that they even try, like I think the coaches, you, Randy and Chris, you weren't like, oh, we all need to stand out. It's just you gave us that belief in ourselves and that strength to want to be our best selves. And me being my best self was doing that dismount that no one else can do. It wasn't just doing the same as everybody else. And I felt that I could get a 10 or be the beam champion doing that. But it didn't really matter to me to be the champion. It just mattered to me to do my best gymnastics, and I felt that doing the dismount was that.
Okay, say that one more time. Say that. That is amazing.
I need to try and remember what I said.
No, it wasn't about you being the beam champion.
Yeah, it never was. Obviously, it's a massive achievement, and I'm so proud of it. But I was never like, that is my dream, that's my goal. When you're on a team as well, you don't ever think of these individual titles, but also you just want to do your best gymnastics for the team and for myself. So for me, that was doing the dismount. And I think I was so grateful to have 5 other amazing beam workers before me, especially senior year. We had such a solid beam team. And I also knew that I trusted them to do their amazing beam routines. And I think it was at Pac-12, everybody got above a 9.9. So it's like, the judges were going to be wild if they weren't going to give me higher than a 9.9 and take that 0.1 off when my girls had set me up like that. So yeah, I just trusted in the team, the coaches, and myself to deliver.
So then you go to senior year nationals, and we have the conversation, Danusia. You know, if you do an easier beam dismount, you'll probably be the beam champion. You said no, Miss Val, and so then what happened after that?
Well, obviously we talked about it in training as well, and I think I was like, I'd rather work on trying to reduce the time before my dismount, and we worked on like different sort of like tricks to try and make it seem like I was waiting for less time. Like you were like, hey, if you look up at this certain part in your dance, it makes it look like you're standing there for less time. So we really worked on things like that. And yeah, I obviously chose to do the dismount. And I won the National Balance Beam Championship.
Exactly. But the beauty of this story is she didn't choose to do the dismount because she thought it was going to help her win. It was the exact opposite. She chose to do the dismount knowing probably would not win, but it's more important for her to feel to leave her college, to leave gymnastics, her college career with no regrets, and you have no regrets. And
no regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn the comments on in just a little bit to start taking some questions. But how did you feel? How old are you now?
Now I'm 25.
25. So that's on the older side of being a gymnast.
Yeah.
How did you postpone the Olympic Games?
So initially I was a bit disappointed. Obviously I can see the end of my career now, and so I've sort of started making plans for the future, obviously including my wedding. So that was definitely like something I was like, oh, okay, got to postpone sort of the rest of my life for another year too. But then like when I had time to think about it and let it sink in, like all these other things, even including something as big as our wedding, they can be postponed too. And obviously this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And luckily my coaches at my gym are so understanding of like that I work as well and I'm an adult and I've worked with them for so long. They have such trust in me. My coach was like, you can train 2 to 3 times a week until you feel like it's necessary to build back up. So yeah, just have that sort of relationship. It didn't worry me that I had to train for another year. Obviously I have aches and pains, but yeah, just that I've got such a great team of coaches, and then obviously I can get treatment and stuff like that. So yeah, now I've let it sink in. I think we need to have that time because we don't know when we're going to get back into the gym properly. And I think obviously we don't know when this full pandemic's going to be over. So that's the important thing, is getting the coronavirus sorted, and then we can move on to the Olympics, which hopefully will be sort of the light at the end of the tunnel after all of this.
So this is so great that you're joining us, because most of the people that are watching right now are young gymnasts, and they're sad and worried because they're home and they're not able to be in a gym to train.
Yeah.
And you are training for the Olympic Games and you're stuck at home. What are you doing to keep yourself as sharp as you possibly can?
So our coaches are putting on Zoom sessions for us every day that we train. So 5 days a week for 2 hours, which is just incredible that they're like dedicating that time. And particularly one of my coaches, Natalia, she was world floor champion when she was doing gym back in the day. And so she's really a vocal coach anyway. So over Zoom, which is what we're using, she's really, really good. And she thinks of like new fun things for us to do every day. But obviously we can't do much actual gymnastics, so just conditioning and hoping that we're keeping our bodies in good shape.
So are you committed to your training that you're doing at home over as you were?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you use this time wisely when you get back to the gym, it's not going to be as much of a setback. I think for me, it's going to be more psychologically. I think bars is really psychological for me, so I'm trying to keep that up as well, visualizing, watching videos, and then hopefully if I haven't lost too much physically, strength wise, then just work on that psychological side, and I don't think it'll be too hard when I get back.
Right. One of the most impressive things about you as an athlete, I remember being Danusia has always had this very lean athletic body. I mean, she never had to worry about weight. And but she wasn't the best either. I don't know if you guys know what Nutella is.
It's breaking up a bit. I wasn't the best.
You weren't always the best eater. Your diet.
Oh no. Pizza.
And Nutella that you put on your
Yes, Nutella with wheat thins. Oh my gosh. Because the American chocolate, no offense, is not as good as European chocolate. Sorry to offend anyone. So my chocolate fix was Nutella with wheat thins. And if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. I haven't had that in a long time though, because I'm just back on normal chocolate in England.
So every freshman, sophomore, junior year, by the time we got to the end of the season, you would have injuries. You were like your hamstring, right, would pull, and they would be bothering. And so going in from starting her senior year, we were having a team meeting, and I told the whole team, I said, I'm so proud of all of you. You've done such a great job. But the one area that we really do better in is being more physically fit and being like an athlete, being strong and grr. And I used Danusia as an example. And I said, anybody that looks at her, she looks like she eats like an clean, healthy food. But I knew she didn't. So in front of the whole team, I said,
expose me.
Whatever you put in your mouth is going to fuel your muscles, your ligaments, all of your cells. So you've been injured. You've gotten, not bad injury, but little nagging injuries all 3 years. Why don't we try something new your senior year? Why don't you choose to eat well? And her diet like that, mainly for your teammates.
Yeah. I think as a senior, you definitely feel like a bit more pressure because you are leading the team. You need to set that example even more. So obviously this was the main area that I could improve in. So if that was what it took for the team to be our best, then I was willing to do that. And I think it's so hard to explain to someone that hasn't been on a college team, like just how much you're willing to do for each other and how much it means to you to be the best that you can be for your team. And I hope that all the young gymnasts watching, you get to feel that feeling one day.
So how hard was it for you? I've got another text. Lower your volume just a little bit. Okay. How hard was it for you to change your diet? Because you were 22 years old at the time?
Yeah.
And you loved chocolate? And you loved
pizza. Yeah, it was really hard for me. I think for me, and even like now, I'm better when I have like a time restriction on it. Like I can eat healthy for a certain amount of time. So obviously, luckily for me, season is obviously January to April. So I was able to tell myself like, that's the time period you need to do this for, and then you can go crazy. So I was able to do it for that time, and obviously it wasn't completely 24/7 like salad. Obviously I did have some treats here and there because you've got to do that, but I was able to do it because I knew how much it mattered. And I think if you are someone that does really like sort of like pizza and fun foods, then it's nice if you can say, okay, my competition's in X amount of weeks or months, I need to do it for this amount of time. I think that's something that really helped me. And obviously now competing in FIG, there's no seasons, so I'll usually just give myself like a 6-week build up to a competition, and I'll eat healthier for that amount of time.
Great. And if I remember correctly, you did have your hamstring injuries your last year, right?
Yeah, my last year, I don't think I had any problems. Yeah, I can't think of any. So, yeah.
So I want to reiterate this, you guys. She had nagging injuries her freshman year, her sophomore year, her junior year. And all she did was change her diet a little bit and eat really healthy, because what you put in your body is what you're going to get out of it. And she did not get injured her senior year. Great job, Nick.
Yeah, I remember. Thank you. I remember you wording it. This wasn't actually to me, but it was in that same team meeting. It was someone else that liked those. What are they called? Those cheesy fish. What are they called?
It's what are they called? The cheese fish. The goldfish?
What was it?
Goldfish?
Goldfish, that's it. And you were saying to someone else, "Are goldfish going to fix your ankle injury?" And you were like, "You've got to think that when you have your goldfish, is this helping my injury?" So then I remember when I would go to get the Nutella, I was like, is this going to help? Probably not.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm going to turn the comments on so we can get some questions, but I just want to say this because this is really all about me right now. I've never had children, and I've never had, obviously, a daughter. I had a lot of daughters, though, in coaching. But one of the things that I think parents, especially moms, look forward to is when their children get married. And sometimes the girls, brides, will choose to wear their mom's wedding dress. So, whose wedding dress will you be wearing when you get married, Danusia?
I'll be wearing Miss Val's wedding dress.
Oh, I get
so exciting.
Got it. It is one of the greatest gifts that that anybody has ever given me. So thank you for doing that.
I can't wait.
I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's the best gift I've ever gotten too.
Oh, you're so sweet. Turn on the comments. Okay, so we're taking questions now for Danusia. She is in the UK, and I really appreciate you guys being with us. And as Daniel said, when we're on here, if you're not giving a question, at least give a shout out to your team, because we want to keep gyms really vital. We've got to keep supporting our gyms, okay?
Yeah.
So Noosh, so proud of you, Noosh. Somebody said that.
Oh, hey, Abby.
Who is Abby?
Abby's one of my best friends. She's here in the UK too, so she went to the same school as me, and she trained in acrobatic gymnastics. She came actually to UCLA to visit.
So someone asked, what is your favorite healthy snack?
Ooh, cherries. I love cherries.
They're great.
Yeah.
Cherries.
Absolutely love them.
Yeah. What is your fiance's name?
It's Elliot. He's right there.
Hello.
What do you like about Elliot?
He's really he's really kind, caring, loving, and selfless. Can be a bit annoying in quarantine, but no, I'm joking. He's really smart as well.
The one thing that I loved about when I met Elliot was how respectful you two are to each other. It really stood out. So
yeah, 100%. One of the most respectful men I've ever met.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Super important. So what is your favorite skill to do now?
Ooh. Good question. I still like doing my dismount because I think it almost stands out more in FIG. Like I remember at the Worlds in Germany last October, just in the 30-second touch, I did it and got a massive cheer. And I was like, oh, okay. And then in the competition, I think everyone was like anticipating it, and I got an even louder one. And that was just the best feeling. So yeah, definitely still probably the dismount.
Yeah, I have to tell you that our fan base, we used to get like about 3,000 or 4,000 people at our meets. When Danusia started doing that dismount, we would have 7,000 people, and I would have people around Los Angeles say, "You're the gymnastics coach," and I go, "Yeah, is that girl going to do that dismount?" I'm bringing my family to see the girl do the dismount. So
that's very crazy.
So a question that came up: can you give a tip for staying motivated while we're training at home?
I think definitely staying engaged on social media. There's a lot going on. And even if you don't do a gymnastics workout, I'm seeing loads of different workouts. So it might even be fun to try just like a general one, or like I've seen a Pilates workout today, and just get involved. And you'll see a lot of ex-gymnasts. I've seen like Nastia Lukin and Sam, they've been doing live workouts. So just trying to switch it up. And then also maybe FaceTime a friend and do a workout together with them. And then decide like on some of your weaknesses that you want to make stronger by the end of this time, and really work on those. And maybe even say if it's like stretching, you can take a picture and see how much improvement you've made in the next few weeks.
Question for you and Elliot: do you want children?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. At least 2.
Okay, great.
Maximum 4.
Another question: did you eat Nutella and pizza when you were 9?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, when you're 9, you can eat what you want. When you start to get a bit older, then you need to chill out and you need to eat better.
Exactly. And it helps to start early, so it's not such a hard. you know?
Yeah, not eat what you want. Yeah, that was a bit of a loose comment. But obviously, once you start going through puberty and you get older and you're becoming a woman, then it's definitely more key to fuel your body with the right nutrients.
Yep.
That's the word I'm looking
So,
for.
do you ever have a mental block on a skill?
Yeah, the main one that sticks out to me was shoot down on bars. I knew I could do it, and I could only do it with like a mat over the bar, like one of those floppy mats.
Is that an over?
Yeah.
Down is an over.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I could do it obviously without the mat, but when my coach stood away, I couldn't do it without the mat. So then I had to have the mat on the bar, and then I would move it by like 1 centimeter each time until I had one hand on the mat, one hand on the bar. Keep moving it till the mat was literally on the wires of the bar, and then that's how I got over my mental block. So that was like day one, and then the next day I would move it slightly quicker until eventually I would just do one on the mat and then one with the mat on the side, and then eventually I could just do it. So I think my main advice for mental blocks is finding ways that you can go for it, whether that's with a mat or whether that's with a coach standing there, and then just gradually, almost like tricking your brain into like out of your comfort zone. So literally for me, it was moving it by a centimetre so it felt the same. But obviously, once you finally have moved it by 30 centimetres, it's a different ball game. So just really take it back to where you are confident and build up slowly.
How did you work through the mental part of that? Because sometimes you just want to quit. Sometimes you just want to do it.
I think during those times, during the teenage years, I think is when you have the main difficulties with wanting to quit and having mental blocks, and you're obviously starting to learn all the hard moves. And the main thing for me was my best friends were my gym friends, so that sort of kept me going. And so just building those relationships with your teammates is really key, because if you're going to be training however many hours a week, up to 30 hours a week, then it's key to have people there that you like and that you trust, and that will just make training a lot more bearable.
Let's talk about for a minute what it means to be a good friend, because when you were a freshman, there were like
I know what you're saying.
4 or 5 of you, and there was a time where you guys did not get along, and I brought you all into my office. Is this what you're thinking I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I brought you all into my office.
4 of us.
And I had them say the thing that they liked best about each other and the thing that they didn't like about each other. And when it got to Danusia, all of their freshman teammates said, the best thing about Danusia is she's brutally honest. And the worst thing about Danusia is brutally honest. How have you been able to stay? Let's take out the word brutally, okay? And let's change that with respectfully honest, because you've always had very good girlfriends.
Yeah.
You've always had a really, really good connection with girlfriends.
Yeah.
And you've never, ever been a mean girl, ever. So how did you do that?
So I think that's literally one of the things when people ask me about you, that's one of the things I always say. Miss Val always says, you can say anything as long as you say it with respect. So I think that partly it got lost in translation. Like British people are a little bit more blunt. So I had to work on how to change my words to make them more respectful to my new American friends. And we worked out from there. But yeah, in general, that's something that I tell people that ask me about you, and just something that I think is so true, because there is going to be conversations that are hard that you have to have with whoever it might be in life, whether that is a coach or a teammate or a partner or anything in life, or a family member. But yeah, you can say anything as long as you say it with respect.
Right. Okay, we're going to finish with a little bit of stretching for them. I want you to take them into how that they would get into the Danusia stretch. But I'm seeing a bunch of quotes come up here from people, comments. And my comments are, yay, I'm 9. That means I can eat pizza.
Oh no. Did you hear that? That is so funny. So if you're 9, you can't eat everything you want. Don't tell your mum I said that. But you can have some treats. But I think you should also eat healthily because, especially in quarantine,
Right.
with a little bit less training, you need to be eating all the fruits, all the veg, and sticking to a healthy diet. But you can have some treats.
Right.
Everything in moderation.
And a lot of water all day long.
Yes.
Drink water. Okay, so we're not going to take you through a full stretching. What we're going to do right now is you guys get on the floor, take your phones.
Let me get some.
Because we're all going to do the Danusia, and then we're going to come back and we're going to all sign off together for the week, okay?
Okay, let me might need to do some kicks, get into this. It's been a minute since I did this pose. Okay, let me move you back so you can see me. Can you see me? Oh, oops. How about that?
Water.
I'm going to go on that mat there.
You know what? Okay,
Yeah?
first of all, why don't you have Elliot hold the phone? But this girl said,
He was reading.
I hate water. And
Pardon?
so I'm going to tell you who said I hate water. Sometimes you have to eat things and drink things that you don't like. Because it really doesn't, don't like water, you need to drink water. And so put 100%. A little bit of light, pull a little something in it, but you got to drink your water. If you're going to be let alone an athlete.
Yeah, have a little like Crystal Light squash. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Wait, I'll turn it. Just flip it.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, let's do some kicks just to get warmed up. I feel like my hip needs to clip.
Huh? Nothing. A little bit.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh goodness, that is the. Let's give it up for Noosh. I love it. And whenever she would start her floor routine like that, the entire crowd would go, oh, I love it. Okay, this has been amazing. Thank you for, you rounded out the week for us. You and Elliot, thank you so much. And this is how we're going to sign off for this week, okay? We're going to fill in. Everybody go to your comments. Danusia, go to your comments and write I am, and fill it in with something, a word that is really, really powerful, okay? That you're going to take to the weekend with you. And then on the count of 3, we're all going to hit post. It'd be great if I put my glasses on so I knew how to spell. Yep, here we go. My word is I am grateful, because there's a lot that we can complain about right now, but I'm choosing to not complain and just keep telling myself the things that I am grateful for. So on the count of 3, everybody post. 1, 2, 3, post. And walk blood. I am alive.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
I'm amazing. I'm a beam worker. I like these. Wow. I feel like I could read these all day.
Read them out loud, Nish.
I am determined. I am motivated. Feisty. Motivating capitals. Inspired. Persisted. Inspired again. Grateful and brave. That's a good one. Determined.
Yep.
Strong. You guys are killing it. A fighter.
Right.
A savage. I was thinking of writing that. I'm a savage. Good one. A hard worker. Perseverant. Inspired. Healthier than yesterday. Love that.
Oh, good for you.
Powerful. Cool. Sassy. Nice. Another sassy.
I'm
dork / weird. Own it. Love it. Crazy. So many.
Isn't this great?
Helpful. Strong. Inspired and brave. These are so good. Myself. Forever thankful.
So good.
I wish I was screen recording this. I will stop eating Nutella and pizza. Well done, you. That is amazing. Beautiful. Hopeful. Happy.
That's great. I am better than yesterday.
Hardworking.
1% better every day. This is great.
I am everything positive.
Okay,
Oh.
switchboard. Switchboard. I'm
Yeah.
find something to be inspired by. It'll make
A bean queen, yeah. Concentrated.
great.
A bar worker.
Great.
That's me trying to
I
be.
will never give up. Thank you for that.
Oh.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that. Okay, guys, power of the mind, power of being positive. All right. Let's all give, we can't see you, but give Danusia a big wave. Mwah. I love you. And
I love
thank
you
you so
too.
much for inspiring us today. All
No
right.
problem.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye everyone. Bye,
Love
Miss
you
Val.
guys. Be safe, be well, be positive.